So a brand new digging permission today. I've never been here. I have dug one signal so far, and it's an interesting one. I'm going to share that with you soon. What I'm mainly looking for today is Civil War activity. Now, according to the landowner, there is a foundation somewhere out in the woods there. I don't know exactly where it is, but he kind of vaguely described it to me. So we're going to head that direction, but I'm going to hunt our way toward it because I want to look for Civil War stuff. And first signal, you know what it is? It's melted lead. Now, when I find melted lead, it really excites me because soldiers would take their bullets, which were wrapped in paper and black powder, and start fires with them, because they could just take the whole thing, pitch it on the ground, put some twigs on it, strike a match, because they had matches back then, and they called them lucifers, and ignite the paper for the cartridge, and it would like flash up and burn. I don't know if they left the powder in it, but the paper was there, and that was an important thing. That's not something the average Civil War soldier had on hand, was, you know, paper. So that's about the right size for one bullet too. So here's what we're going to do. I am standing pretty much where I found the melted lead. I've gone around in circles a few times, some iron here. I got 3 signals that sound squeaky, so I don't think that they're iron. We're going to go ahead and dig those together. If they're not Civil War stuff, we're going to keep moving because we can always come back here, but I like to try to find that foundation if we can, or a very concentrated area where there's like Civil War bullets and buttons and gold coins everywhere. So the wind's picking up. What we're going to do is we're going to start digging. Ready? Number 1, right here. That's where I found the melted lead, and I have a signal here, and I have a signal there, and over by that tree where I scuffed it. That one was a little bit unsqueaky, but I think it might be good. Go ahead and start with this one. That's a pretty good signal. Oh man, the ground's soft. It's frozen most places, but soft here. If you look at the dirt here, see how black it is, and then it changes really quickly. That tells me this has never been plowed, because if it had been plowed even 100 years ago, this would be mixed up a lot more. So most of our artifacts are going to be probably no more than 6 inches deep here. All right, so I'm suspecting it's in this pile. All right, so right here. You see it? Oh, what is it? What is it? I think it's another piece of melted lead. Yeah, that's either melted lead or, yeah, that's melted lead. Again, that's about the right size for 58 caliber mini ball. So, again, a good sign. Could be railroad lead though, who knows? All right, 2 more signals. We're only a couple feet away, so I'm just going to try to use a pinpointer because I don't think anything's going to be deep. Not right here. What is it? I can feel, ah, looky! That, my friend, is not Civil War vintage. That's probably from a hunter out here. Could be from someone cutting wood, who knows, but definitely has some age to it though. All right, 1 more signal. The signal was a little bit squirrelier. Let's see if we can find, it might be deep. All right, so I'm getting a little noise from the ground, so what I'm going to do is ground balance it. This one might be a little deeper or a little smaller because it wasn't giving a great signal. Let's go ahead and hit it with a shovel. Probably down below that dark layer, an inch or 2. There we go. That should have done it, I hope. All right. Oh yeah, I didn't know it was going to be windy today. All right, metal detector time. Okay, I ended up chasing this signal around quite a bit, and what it is, I believe it's just a little piece of melted lead. It took me forever to find that thing. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to search around this area just a little bit more on my own. If I find a bullet, I'll show it to you. If I find a little more lead, we'll just, I won't video it, and we'll just keep moving. I'm going to give it about five minutes here or so. So I've been walking the woods for about a half an hour, 40 minutes. I have not found, I hope that wind's not too bad. should be okay. I think the screen's up behind it. I've not found anything but shotgun shells and junk. In fact, I just found a modern rifle casing. I guess it's probably 30-06, but I haven't really looked at the head stamp. Oh man, this property is like uphill, down dale, man. It's terrible. Totally out of breath, sweating like a big dog. You know, dogs only sweat through their tongue, so that's really not accurate, is it? Anyway, I guess we're going to keep scooting along. There's a ridge here I'm going to walk for a while. Then we're going to curve back around across the stream. And the foundation is supposed to be on the other side of that little stream. So we're basically just going to go up on this hill right here and work our way back down. And there's a stream in the bottom. You see the blue stripes? Those are like no hunting stripes that you know, owners, farmers, or landowners or developers put on trees to keep people, let them know that there's a property line there and they don't want hunters. So it's not a problem at all because I have permission for this entire property, which is several hundred acres, and there's no way we're going to see it all today because it's like this. It's terrible. All right, let's get back at it. The hill looks good though, doesn't it? I mean, just looking up there, it's a nice rise. I like that. I like it a lot. It's a long ways from the creek though. The giant chunk of iron right there. I was hoping to be an artillery shell from the war. So there was actually some fighting not too far away, but I think it's a, well, we're going to find out together. It looks almost like a tool. There is oh, it's a pick. There's a Civil War era railroad not too far from us, and this could be from that. Wow, why would your pick be way up here on the hill unless they were camped here? Hey. Yeah, that's definitely a digging pick too. It's not like a Maddox with a wider blade that's used for other things. That's a good digging pick. We're a good probably 300 yards from the railroad. I'm thinking they might have, well, they had to have camped up here, or at least had a base up here, because the railroad is probably a good 200 feet lower than us. You know, it's a big hill that goes down to it. That's a good sign. Not an artillery shell, but a good sign. I'm gonna have to set that against a tree, and we'll get it on the way back. I'm gonna make a big loop today because I want to explore the property. Now, you know what? I'm gonna set it on against the tree, but I'm gonna put leaves on it because I might not make it back today to this spot. I mean, right here, but I don't want to carry that all day. I've wasted enough time talking. Sorry about that. I promise I wouldn't do that anymore. What I'll do is I'll just put it up underneath this log, and I'll find it again because we're right on the ridge overlooking the railroad, so that'll be easy to find. If we come back this way, I'll pick it up. I plan to go way out that way and come back in. All right, let's go back to it. Just dug a whole 270 cartridge. It's 27 caliber. Great big old cartridge for hunting deer. Complete. Hasn't been fired. Bullet's still in the end. Some guy probably had buck fever, was up here on top of this ridge and trying to look. Sorry, I think I just ate some dirt. I did. It's gritty. You know, it's probably shooting that deer and reloading his gun and dropped one. So around that pick I found nothing but shotgun shells, so we're going to keep moving, heading uphill. So here's a fired modern bullet. You can see it's got a copper jacket. It's that shiny copper, so we know it's modern 100%. I'd say it's probably from that 270 or a 270. It's a little too small for 30 caliber, so maybe this is where he was shooting at the deer, up this direction. We're about 200 yards from where I found the complete cartridge. Not a great find. I want to show this to you. This is kind of cool. This is another one of those fired modern bullets. And you hear me say copper jacket, and this is a good example to show you because if you look inside, it's hollow. And the reason it is hollow is because the inside, which is lead, has flown out of it and just left the copper jacket. I don't find them very often like this. But yeah, here's one. It's a good example of it. Now that little piece of lead is out here somewhere. I'm not going to look for it though. But that's a copper jacket off a copper jacketed bullet. Neato bandito, eh? I've circled away through the property, and I just came upon a pile of rocks and a few bricks. A lot of signals. I haven't dug any yet. There's probably a house here. I don't think it's the one he was talking about because he said it was actually a hole. So this might be a different one. Not thinking that it's real old, but we're going to check in a minute. I see some glass there. And I haven't dug any signals yet, so yeah, it's definitely not very old. But you see, I saw these big rocks, so I came over here and I saw these, that's burned coal right there, clinkers. And so this is probably all part of a foundation. Lots of iron in here. I have not dug any signals yet. Just kind of wanted to show you guys. Did I show you the brick yet? Yeah, let's go back over here. Saw some brick. Yeah, see, there's a couple bricks. There's a brick there and some other pieces. So I'm pretty sure somebody might have beat us to it. Maybe. That could have been dug or just might be on the surface. I don't see any holes. I always like to just kind of walk around a little bit and see what's here. This is a big berm over there too, so that might have been where a barn might have been located. So let's just make a quick loop and then we'll detect it. I'm going to leave the camera on, although you might not see this footage, in which case I'm talking for nothing. There's something there. See, I don't think that's that old. Could be 100 years, but I don't think it's Civil War era, and that's what we want. And that's probably part of the, probably put here when the house was here. That's a railroad tie. Let's see, here's some old tires. So is a dump. Yeah, I don't think this is what the guy was telling me about, because there's no hole here. And with the bricks being here, I'm thinking this is probably the house. Alright, I'm going to turn the machine on. I'm going to detect for a little bit. If we don't find something at least Civil War era, pretty quickly we're going to keep moving. Been looking around for about 10 minutes. Tons of iron, a lot of little nails and stuff, no squeakers, so this could have been hunted before. That might be why we saw that iron on the surface. So I decided to try to dig some deep iron or big iron to see if maybe someone left us a cannonball, because that has happened. I've gone to places where, you know, all the squeakers are gone, but there's a giant, you know, cannonball sitting right there. So big piece of iron, don't know what it is. It's not a cannonball, but I thought we'd look at it together, if indeed that is your pleasure. So it's about that deep. I'm finding little pieces of pottery and stuff in here as well, in the dirt. It's a little bit of charcoal, pieces of brick. So there's definitely was something here. Maybe not that old, maybe not for long. Haven't been able to get a feel for how old anything is yet. It might be part of a door. No, it's too heavy for that. Right. Oh, alright. What is it? Piece of plow? Yeah, look at that. That's actually a plow point. It's broken off right here. It's probably why they threw it away. Of course, you know, it's broken off there too. So I'm going to go ahead and look in the hole, run the metal detector, just make sure there's not a Civil War belt buckle in the bottom of it. I'm going to do another 10 minutes here off the record. If I find anything good or see anything interesting, I'll get you back. This isn't actually a good find, but I'm still in the same hole where I found that plow point. Another big piece of metal, and as someone once said or commented to me, if you don't know what a big piece of iron is, just call it part of a stove. That's what I'm going to do with this one. That plow point right here. Just dug this big old thing. I really don't know what it is. Could be part of a stove, I reckon. It's in the same hole. I'm going to check it again, and well, let's just check it together. Little pieces of iron in there, but no more big stuff. All right, back to searching on my own. Well, I think this is the house that he was telling me about. See, it burned. Everything's burned. All the nails around though, so that's telling me that it was made after 1880 or so, which is way too young for me. And it's wicked junky here, so I'm gonna spend just a couple minutes bebopping around, and then we're gonna hit the road. Check. We'll look for another one out in the woods that maybe he doesn't know about. Those are usually the best sites, and the older colonial sites that were there from, you know, 1770 to 1810. And there might not be anything left except some iron in the ground and maybe an oyster shell and a bunch of coins that no one can see. This kind of place is just horrible. You'll spend all day here just digging mason jar lids. Now, I don't mean to sound like a pre-Civil War elitist, and that I won't metal detect any place that was lived in after the Civil War. It's just that it's my experience that in places like this that were lived in until recently, and this one probably was burned 30 years ago maybe by the looks of it, There's just so much junk, and there is a ton of junk here. That foundation could easily have dated before the Civil War. I'll check my maps and see if it's actually on it or not. But you know, it's just so much junk here, because usually just before a house burns or is abandoned in the woods, you know, they have tenants in there that just don't take care of it and they throw the trash out the window. And I'll show you exactly that. Although there might be some cool stuff mixed in, like milk bottles. I don't think there'll be. Just looking at that dude right there. The screen's above the thing here. I keep getting confused. All right, let me show you around here a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean by junk and cool stuff mixed in, hopefully. So I'm just working my way down the hill from the foundation up there, and you can see there's some bricks, and you can see this all the trash they threw down over the years. I tried to detect it, but it was just horrible through here. Pieces of brick. And what you want to do is kind of look in the dirt. I'm looking for things that could be old, you know, and if I see stuff, you know, certain glass or certain types of pottery that I know are old, then I'll really slow down and start looking. But like, that's not old. See all kinds of automobile tires. That's an old bed frame. Well, not a frame, but the springs. Looks like an old Mountain Dew, really? That's an older bottle. You know, a lot of cans and junk. What's that thing? What is it? What is it? I don't know. Probably off a car, I guess. Aluminum cookware. Looking for old stuff. There's some battery. Ooh, I see something good. That's that's an in-core, a core or inside in-core of a battery. That's carbon. I'm going to keep that for electrolysis. But looky here. This is an older bottle. You know, it's cork top, so that's kind of getting interesting to me. Not that I'm going to keep it. Some glass here. This might be worth digging out. I mean, I see a lot of aluminum in there, so it's not a terribly old dump. But there might be some stuff underneath. Nothing really old though. Nothing old yet. Those aren't too old either. Alright, so yeah, that didn't interest me. I was down here in this little gully a few minutes ago. In fact, I left my metal detector down here. Wasn't going to shoot a sequence, but I thought there might be something in here we could look at. And I saw some broken milk bottles. What's that? Nada. And I thought we'd go look at them at least together. Ooh, there's something. That's not a cork top though. Pie plates, find a lot of those in the 1960s era stuff. A nice milk bottle, but it's broken. Blue mason jar, I'd say those if they were whole. That's a little liquor bottle, not very old. Alright, I don't really see a whole lot. I'm going to poke around here for just a few minutes on my own. If I don't start finding something good, we'll keep moving and get out of this trash pit. What do you say? What do you say? Well, I want to start crazy. Man, it's hot out here today too. Whew, overdressed for this. Well, I have good news and bad news. Good news is this video's over for you guys, so you're going to get out of this easy. Bad news is my camera is no longer functioning. The shutter won't open because I got it full of dirt, I think. So, I'm going to end here. I'm actually back at that pickaxe. I made a big circle. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to look for a little bit longer, see if I can find at least a spot to come back to, but I'm not going to do any more video because I'm having to use my cell phone, and quite frankly, I don't know if that's even turning out. You know, okay, I'm not sure what side the camera's on, but I know it's that side. So, all right, if I find something fantastic, we'll shoot it with the camera or phone. But otherwise, I'm just going to try my best to find some place to come back to another day. We'll see you on the next one.
You are my lady, my baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it